Hey, good morning. So today's Friday, and I wanted to give you something easy to do today. So if you just watch this video, then you'll be able to do your workbook page with me. So let's just get. All right, so this is just review. 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 4 is 8, 0 times 4 is 0, and 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 5 is 5. All right, so as mom does the spring cleaning, she needs to put away the family's 38 sweaters for the summer. She wants to put an equal number of sweaters into each of 3 storage boxes. How many sweaters will she need to put in each box? So we have 30 divided by 3. I'm going to do that one over here on the side because I have found that maybe adding the zeros is getting confusing. So we'll do it this way and then we can do it that way next. All right, I know looking at the first digit, I know I can divide 3 into 3 one time. 3 times 1 is 3. I subtract and I get 0, so I can just bring down my 8. All right, now I have 8 divided by 3. I know I can do that 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. If I were to do 3 times 3, it would be too much. Subtracting and I get 2. So I have remainder 2. So this is just going to go through the steps, but when adding a 0 there. All right, so basically what they're doing here is they're seeing that 3 times 2 is 6 and 3 times 3 is 9. So you can't do 9, so they do 2. Raquel has 67 paper plates for a camping trip. If she uses the same number of paper plates each day for 3 days, how many paper plates will Raquel use each day? So we have 67 divided. All right, so let's do that one over here. 67 divided by 3. All right, the first digit is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. If I subtract 6 minus 6, I get 0, so I can just bring down my 7. All right, now I have 7 divided by 3. 7 divided by 3 is going to be 2 again. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtracting, and I get 1. So I have 22 remainder 1. So you can see the steps as they go through it. There will be 69 students each eating lunch in the cafeteria. Each table can seat 6 students. How many tables are needed for the students for lunch? So I have 69 divided by 6. All right. 69 divided by 6. All right, 6 divided by 6 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. I subtract it and I get 0, so I can bring down my 9. Now I have 9 divided by 6. I know I can't do 2 groups of 6. Oops, I need to erase that. Let's find my eraser. I cannot do 2 groups of 6 because that would be 12. That's too much. So I can only do 1 group of 6. 6 times 1 is 6, and I subtract and I get 3. So it's a remainder of 3. All right, so if they go through the steps here, same answer, 11 remainder of 3. At the beginning of the school year, Miss White places 2 special pencils on each of her students' desks. If she has 49 pencils, how many desks can Mrs. White place pencils on? So we have 49 divided by 2. All right, so let's do that one again. 49 and 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtracting, I get 0, so I can bring down my 9. Now I have 9 divided by 2. I know I can get really close to 9 by doing 2 times 4 is 8. Subtracting and I get 1. So that's remainder of 1. So you can see the steps as they go through it. All right, so this is your workbook page today. This is what I was talking about that we can do together. It looks kind of blurry. I had to mark off some of the answers there because I don't have your guys' workbook. All I have is a teacher workbook that has the answers. So if we look at number 1, this goes through a problem with you, and you can read that. It just goes through the steps for this kind of problem, but we're going to do number 1. Lily baked 87 cookies. She divided the cookies equally among 4 plates. How many cookies did Lily put on each plate? So if you want to go ahead and go grab this, it's your next page in your workbook. It's page 315. So what are we going to do first? 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. All right, if I subtract that, I get 0, and I can bring down my 7. All right, or you can add a 0 there, whichever way you want to do it. All right, now 4 times 1 is 4. I can't do 4 times 2 because it would be 8 and it would be too much. So I get a remainder of 3 here. All right, so you guys can write that in your workbook page as we're doing it. How many cookies did Lily put on each plate? She put 21 cookies. So she has 3 left over and is asking you, what could Lily do with the remaining cookies? That's what the next question says. Sorry, this is, pardon my handwriting. What could she do with cookies? There's no right answer. She could give them away. She could feed it to her cat. I'm going to say she could give them. So hopefully you're writing in your workbook page as we're doing this. You don't have to copy my answer for this part. You can put your own answer. Just writing away over here. All right, period. Okay, next. We already did this one, so we're going to cross that one off. Grandpa picked 68 peaches. He divided the peaches equally among his 3 grandchildren. How many peaches did each child get? So there's 68 divided by 3. The first digit is 6. I know 2 times 3 is 6. If I subtract that, I get 0. So I'm going to bring down my 8. Now I have 8 divided by 3. That is going to be 2 again. 2 times 3 is 6. And I subtract, and I get 2. So I have a remainder of 2. So how many peaches did each child get? 22 peaches. So you can be writing this down as we do it. Just go grab your pencil, grab your workbook page, and you'll have your math completed today by the time you're finished with this video. What could he do with the remaining 2 peaches? He could, you can put whatever you want, but I'm going to say he could plant new peach trees. You put whatever you want for this one. This second part is up to you. Period. Okay. So moving on. Kim had 57 flowers to put in vases. This is your next page. She put 5 flowers in each vase. How many vases did Kim use? All right, so 57 divided by 5. I know 1 times 5 is 5. Subtracting, and I get 0, so I can bring down my 7. You can also put a 0 there to subtract. All right, 7 divided by 5, that's once. 1 times 5 is 5. And when I subtract, I get 2 left over. My remainder is 2. All right, so how many vases did Kim use? 11 vases. What could she do with the remaining flowers? What do you think she could do with those flowers? She has 2 leftover flowers. I could say she can give them to her grandmother, just as a gift. Guys, I'm sorry, it looks like a kindergarten's writing this. It's because I'm using my finger. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm writing with my finger right here. I don't know if you can see. Just writing with my finger. Grandmother. Don't even have a mouse. Okay, grandmother. Period. Jolene divided 64 muffins equally among 3 trays. How many muffins did each tray have? Okay, so it looks like I erased this number 3 here. All right, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtracting. I get 0, but I can do it the other way, so I can put a 0 here. I can do it either way. If I subtract, I get a 4. I know I can only do one group of 3 into 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtracting, and I get 1. So we have remainder 1. So how many muffins did each tray have? 21 muffins. What could Jolene do with the remaining muffins? Eat them. She can have, what's easier to write in cursive? A snack. I'm going to write in cursive. It's not as beautiful, but there we go. All right, last one, I think. Ethan and Noah had 29 stickers to share equally. How many stickers did each boy get? All right, so the reason why you're dividing by 2 is because it's Ethan and Noah, and that's 2 people. All right, 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract that, you get 0, so you can bring your 9 down. All right, 9 divided by 2, the closest I can get is to multiply by 4, and I get 8. Subtracting that, and you get 1, so you have a remainder of 1. So they both get 14 stickers. What could the boys do with the remaining stickers? Give it to his teacher. What could they do? Share it, give it away, or save it. Let's just say save it. Save them. All right. Let's compare fractions down here. 1 1/4 and 1 3/4. We know that 1 3/4 is going to be greater, and 2 1/3 and 1 2/3. This one has a greater whole number. So that's it. All right, that is the end of our worksheets today. So you've completed your math assignment just by watching this video with me. Yay, way to go. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope that you stay safe and glorify God, do everything your parents tell you to, and have a great time and enjoy it. Be joyful. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.